Hey there, folks! Today, let's dive into the coolest internet services coming your way. In an age where internet access defines economic opportunity, education, healthcare, and innovation, the dream of global connectivity has long been a challenge, especially for remote and underserved regions. Traditional broadband infrastructure like fiber optic cables and cellular towers has always struggled to reach the most isolated parts of the planet. That's where Starlink, the ambitious satellite internet project by SpaceX, comes into play. The story of Starlink began quietly in 2015 when SpaceX filed documents with the U.S. Federal Communications Commission to begin developing a constellation of satellites to beam internet down to Earth, forming a massive, low Earth orbit network to blanket the globe in high-speed internet, sending 60 small satellites into orbit. The vision was bold, not a handful of satellites, but tens of thousands. In May 2019, the first launch took place. It marked the beginning of what would become the largest satellite network in human history. By 2020, Starlink entered public beta testing under the name Better Than Nothing Beta. At the heart of Starlink's technology lies four major components. Users across the northern US, Canada, and parts of the UK receive sleek, self-aligning user terminals, commonly referred to as the Starlink dish, capable of automatically locking onto satellites overhead and providing broadband-like speeds even in the most rural areas. As of 2025, Starlink has grown to include over 6,000 operational satellites, with approval to launch up to 42,000 satellites in total. Routing, software updates, and traffic control, which depend on a few large satellites stationed far away at 36,000 kilometers. Starlink's LEO design drastically reduces latency, including remote areas with no existing infrastructure. Rapid deployment, especially useful in disaster zones or war-torn regions. One of the main concerns is space debris. Lower latency thanks to the proximity of satellites. Collisions and debris creation are real threats. The delay in data transmission. Astronomers have voiced frustration over how Starlink satellites interfere with telescope observations, especially during twilight hours. And independence from terrestrial infrastructure, far exceeding the revenue potential of launching satellites and payloads. It's a crucial revenue stream for SpaceX. And launching them via Falcon, 9 rockets to operating the ground infrastructure and managing subscriptions. Musk has positioned SpaceX as a monopoly challenger in both the ISP and aerospace sectors, helping to fund Elon Musk's broader vision of colonizing Mars, enabling smartphones to connect directly to satellites without the need for dishes or towers, expanding the service beyond homes to aircraft, ships, and travelers on the move. The early days of beta testing saw occasional dropouts and weather-related interruptions. Uptime is now above 99% in most areas. The user dish also handles snow, rain, and extreme temperatures well, with self-heating capabilities in colder climates, making it less vulnerable to earthquakes, floods, or sabotage. Making activities like video calling, allowing them to safely burn up in the atmosphere once decommissioned. However, critics argue that the sheer scale of the project increases the risk of a Kessler syndrome. Starlink has proven that space-based internet can be both practical and transformative, a chain reaction of satellite collisions that could make LEO unusable, online gaming, and real-time streaming far more practical. But his biggest impact on Earth might just be the invisible signal above us, changing how the world connects, one satellite at a time. The user terminal, a compact dish that uses phased array antennas to track and communicate with satellites overhead. So how does Starlink actually work? Please like the video and consider subscribing for more awesome content like this. To 250 megabits per second with latency between 20 to 40 milliseconds, on par with cable internet in urban areas. 1. The satellites. Thousands of small, flat panel satellites orbiting Earth at about 550 kilometers altitude, far lower than traditional geostationary satellites. 2. 3. Ground stations. Facilities that link the satellite network to the global internet backbone. 4. The control network, a central system that manages the satellite's positioning. Unlike traditional satellite internet providers like HughesNet or Viasat, current Starlink users experience download speeds ranging from 50 megabits per second, but results are still mixed. The advantages of Starlink are significant: global coverage, scalability as new satellites are launched regularly to expand coverage. But with great innovation comes potential risks and challenges. With thousands of satellites orbiting the Earth, SpaceX has addressed this by equipping Starlink satellites with ion thrusters and automated deorbit protocols. There are also astronomical concerns. In response, SpaceX has implemented dark sat coatings and sun visors to reduce their reflectivity. Now, let's talk about the business. Starlink is not just a humanitarian project. According to internal estimates, Starlink could eventually generate $30 to $50 billion annually by creating a vertically integrated ecosystem from building the satellites. Moreover, the project is already diversifying with Starlink Aviation, Starlink Maritime, and Starlink Roam. Reliability has steadily improved over time. But thanks to constant satellite additions and improved software, looking to the future, Starlink aims to support direct-to-phone connectivity. If successful, this could disrupt the global telecom industry and bring mobile internet access to truly unserved regions. In conclusion, Starlink is not just an internet service. It's a technological, economic, and geopolitical force that is reshaping the digital landscape. From enabling education in Himalayan villages to assisting troops in battlefield communication, Elon Musk may be known for Tesla and Mars. Thank you for joining me on this interesting story on Starlink, the satellite internet revolution by SpaceX. We've got plenty more stories and discoveries lined up, from tech evolution to digital culture and everything in between. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.